Vanan, and welcome back to another Araquin Caldron. This is episode 8 of our Monster Mash round robin. We picked 16 of the monsters across Middle-earth in the SBG game from Games Workshop. And these are the last two to face off randomly in the first round. And then we'll redraw for another round. We're getting ready to go through an elimination tournament with all these guys. All the monsters except Sauron and Smaug, because we're saving them for later. And this time we've got Bjorn against a dragon, so we're going to take a look at their profiles. We'll show you these custom dice, we'll show you these models we worked hard on, and the one on the left is a little beat up, but he's still pretty cool. And then we'll get into a match and we'll play these guys off and see how they do. So first, why don't we take a look at the models and the dice. Sound good, Ronan?
Yep.
Ronan's here and ready to go too. Hi, Ronan.
Hello.
So here we are. We've got dice. This is from Chessex. It's we like the Chessex dice because they have nice rounded edges and they roll really well. And Chessex is a good company to work with. They let you do custom faces. So on the 6s, not the 1s, there's the 1. On the 6, we have put a little sprout tree icon on these. This is the Vortex Green pattern with gold pips. And we just love these dice. They're really, really nice greens. If you put a fun logo on there, they just look really sharp. So that's what Bjorn's going to roll. And then for the dragon, we have a dragon. This is the Gemini series from Chessex. This is Gemini red, purple with gold pips. And we got a nice custom dragon logo we put on there. We've got 4 dice plus 1 for the dragon because he has monstrous charge. We'll talk about that. So he may roll up to 5 dice. Bjorn will only roll up to 3. So that's what we need. We're good to go. Here's the Bjorn model. Take a quick look at this. This bear is kind of a fun model to build. Mine was Finecast, so I'm being a hypocrite. I hate Finecast. It was not fun to build. But we had some fun putting them together. He's on a base that's made out of cork and some grass tufts and some interesting little pieces of flour and things like that. I took a twig from the backyard and made a little tree bit on there for him, and then we just painted him up all bear-ish. He has a man-sized model that's hanging out in the back there. Similar things on his base. Ronan's trying to talk and he's not telling me what he's trying to say.
Alright. We didn't check the heroics for Bjorn.
We didn't check the heroics for Bjorn. We're going to have to do that. Alright, so we will edit that in after. But here's the dragon. This dragon model is beat up, unfortunately, but I really like painting things just a little bit different than GW's books do, even though the books do such a good job. And that is an extra piece of skull with some horns on it because I got to fix this dragon's head because this guy is just all beat up, and I'm going to have to fix him. But some green stuff on the base to make some fancy terrain underneath the base. He's got gold underneath his wings, black, and sort of just a different color theme for that. But I'm really happy with how he looks, so that's why we did that. And at some point when I get around to it, I'm going to cut the horns off of that skull and fix his head. So there's our models. Let's take a look in here at the profiles.
So this is Bjorn from the There and Back Again book, which is outdated, but the profiles are still valid except for heroics. So we're going to have to double check what Bjorn's heroics are.
We'll pause the video in a moment. We'll edit that back in.
I believe he will have heroic strike and heroic strength because that should be the common trend based on everything we've seen so far.
So here's Bjorn in man mode, but he's got this special skin changer rule, which for the purposes of our monster mash, we're just assuming he has already skin changed into a bear, and we're going to use him as a bear in this competition, right?
Yeah.
So he's fearless, the bugger. He's not going to have to worry about his courage checks at all. Even though he starts his courage 6, he doesn't really care. He has resistance to magic. He's burly, so he's a beast when he's a man. And then he turns into a beast. So here's his stat line when he's a bear. He's got an 8-inch move. He's got fight 8, strength 8. He's got 8s in all the right places. Might, will, and fate is the same as the man model. He actually uses the same 3 might, will, and fate, whichever mode he's in. And he can't.
And the same 3 wounds as well.
And the same 3 wounds, that's right. Regardless of what else happens in the match. So that's Bjorn's core stat line. You want to explain all these other special rules about him here, Ronan?
So pretty much this list appears just copy and paste from his man profile. So he's got the burly, fearless, resistant to magic, woodland creature. But he also has terror because while he's a bear, he is a huge, scary bear. So he is a monster and people are scared of him. Berserk, he must always charge if he's able to do so. And in addition to this, friendly models may not use his standfast or heroic actions while he's in bear form.
He sort of freaks them all out and sends them all running away.
Yeah, pretty much. Then Crushing Strength is a brutal power attack that he has, which he can do to anyone as of now. I assume they're going to fix that sooner or later, but for now, If he wins, he can choose to, instead of striking normally with his 3 attacks at strength 8, do 1 strike at strength 10. And if it wounds, he can do another strike. And then he can do another strike. And then another one, and so on and so forth, until he either fails to kill or until the model is slain. So this potentially can kill literally anything. So he could, like, strangle Smaug's leg and kill him in a turn.
Geez, we would imagine he's strangling his head or his neck or something instead. But either way, Bjorn can bear hug, so that's pretty cool. So there's Bjorn's profile. Last words on Bjorn's profile before we flip to the dragon?
We will edit in the heroics on the screen right about now, and you'll be able to verify what heroics he actually has. I believe it's heroic strike and heroic strength.
So we'll come right back to that. Here's the dragon's profile.
So the dragon, we are doing bare bones. So this isn't actually his profile. That is his profile.
With the hands in the way.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll go through his whole profile, and then we'll cut back just to the key things that he's actually going to do. So this dragon we're going to play with this game has 6-inch move. Core stat line of fight 7, strength. Yeah, he's got 7s in all the right places, including wounds, which is kind of interesting.
He is brutally hard to kill.
Yep. And 3 might, will, fate. 4 attacks. Claws and teeth. A lot of common themes of claws and teeth when we talk about all the monsters in this round robin. Heroic actions.
This guy can actually heroic strike, which is big, because it means he can actually take on big heroes and have a reasonably easy time just turning them into paste.
Yep, somewhere between that and he can outfight guys like Bjorn, so that'll be interesting.
Yep. Heroic channeling and heroic strength and defense means that if for whatever reason you're not confident in your defense 7 with 7 wounds, you can just say, oh, I want people to roll natural 6s to hurt me. And if you're not happy with your strength 7, you can say, oh, I want to get D3 extra strength. And then the channeling is if you give him some of his upgrades that let him cast magic.
So if you were to get one, well, yeah, okay, so here's the 4 different upgrades that you could get for a dragon. You're allowed to choose 2 if you're playing in match point games. In this case, we're not doing any, but Breathe Fire would be, I mean, you could Breathe Fire. It's a 12-inch Strength 10 blast with a 2-inch blast radius. You hit one thing, you hit everything within 2 inches around it. And that's pretty nasty, actually. They're all insta-kills, aren't they?
Yep.
Automatically slain. So that's Breathe Fire Fly, which you could pay for. It's this Fly special rule. He gets the 12-inch move and ignores terrain the same as any other flyer would. Tough Hide, D7 goes up to D9.
And wounds go up to 9.
Wow.
So he becomes from almost impossible to kill to, like, literally impossible to kill.
He was miserable before. That's an expensive dragon, but it's worth the cost of that kind of stuff. All right, so Wormtongue has the ability to spend a single point of will each turn for free, plus the 3 in his will store. Controlling player will end up spending these will points to increase the number of dice in the usual way for Transfix or Compel. 12-inch range, 3 up and a 4 up to cast. So it's not a super complicated caster, but if you give him Wormtongue, he can cast Transfix and Compel every turn. Special rules: Harbinger of Evil. A Fearless Bjorn isn't going to care, but most other models will. Monstrous Charge is nasty. Survival Instinct, we should talk about that.
Yes, this is pretty much the same thing as with Shelob from a few matches before, but pretty much every time he is wounded, he has to take a courage test, and if he fails, then he leaves. As in,
so
like,
he's a
dies.
bugger to wound, but he's not necessarily hard to chase away, which is interesting. When he runs out of will, he may fly off.
And this is generally why you don't see him at competitive events.
Yeah, he's an expensive model to invest in to have him fly away on you. He is resistant to magic, and he does cause terror. So there we go. We've been through the dragon's profile. Let's pause quick, and we'll find out the heroics on Bjorn. Okay, so Games Workshop has a document online that you can download for free. It's on the Forge World's blog site. It clarifies what the heroics are going to be for the upgraded versions of all these characters in the new There and Back Again book, which is about to be updated. And when this gets updated for Christmas, they'll put everything in the book itself. But right now you can download it free online, and Bjorn has Heroic Strength, Heroic Strength, and Heroic Defense.
Yep.
So, as we get into this fight, both of these guys can Heroic Strike. Bjorn starts at fight 8, the dragon at fight 7. So we're probably going to have a couple of fight 10 fights going on here. And we'll see how this works out. We ready for priority?
Absolutely.
Ronan's rolling the dragon, I'm rolling Bjorn. And the dragon takes priority.
All right.
And
first
you're
courage
within
test.
12 inches. I'm not going to burn my might on this. All
Oh,
right.
no, I'm not. Nah, I can't fly. Oh.
Oh, you got a 6-inch move. That's right.
Sheesh. So used to flying dragons.
And I have Fearless, so I do not have to courage check. Bjorn is going to charge the dragon. He's got 8 inches move. I can get there.
Yep.
Here we go. My 3 to your 3, 4.
3 to 4.
I have higher fight.
I'm gonna heroic strike.
I will counter. So we got to roll off our strikes first.
Absolutely.
I'm fight 10. You're not. Ha ha ha.
All right. I still have 4 attacks. There's a 6.
There's the 6. Bjorn wins. Now, do I do strikes or do I do a bear hug? Your defense 7. I'm strength 8, so I need 4s. If I bear hug you, I need 3s. I want a bear hug. Here we go. I need a 3. Oh! I gotta mite that. So there's 1 wound. Does the dragon fly away before I do my next wound? My next attempt?
No.
Courage check passes. He's still in the game. 1 wound on the dragon. Oh! What a waste of a bear hug. I've only got 1 mite left. Yeah, we'll make it interesting. Burn the last mite. Bear hug does another wound. Does he run away?
Will.
He's gonna have to burn some will to stay in the game. All right, here's strike number 3. Come on, get better than a 2.
What?
Okay, bear hug is not working for me. Bjorn has done 2 wounds through his bear hug. Priority. My priority. You gonna do anything?
Nope.
Probably not. I'm fearless. Rawr. Here we go.
I'm heroic striking.
Of course you are.
So I'm gonna get.
Fluff it! Fluff it! No. Nope.
Fight.
He's fight 10. Bjorn's fight 8.
Oh!
Bjorn wins!
What is this?
And you don't have enough might to contest it. So, here we go. Do I bear hug again? Gotta bear hug it. 1 wound off the bear hug. Do you run?
Nope.
You stay. Here we go. Another wound. Yes! Does another wound on the bear hug.
Nope.
Passes. 4 wounds down. Here we go, Bjorn. Get him. Another wound on the bear hug.
Down to 3. Nope.
Another wound on the bear hug. It's 4 wounds, so far that bear hug paid off. Ooh, you gotta burn some will. Courage 4 plus 3, you gotta burn 3 will. Can you do it?
No.
I
have a might.
You got might?
I do have 3 will. 3 will. All 3 will.
All 3 will burn. You should have had 2 will left. You burned 1 last
Then
turn.
I have to use my might.
So no might, no will left. The dragon is still in the game, though. All right, here comes another bear hug wound. Does another wound.
I'm just gonna use my fate. Passes. No
Passes.
courage test.
Another wound. Here we go. No, the bear hug is
There
done.
we go.
4 or 5 wounds in a row?
That was. Well, you did. I was at 6 wounds at the beginning.
And now you're down to what, 2?
No, I was at 5. So you did like 4.
There's the stat block. Bjorn's doing just fine, and you've got 2 wounds left. This dragon just took a hugging. All right, here we go. Priority.
There we go.
So you win the priority this time.
Terror. Yep.
Passes, so you're going to charge me.
5 dice this time around.
I get... Oh, I'm dropping dice on the floor. Thank you, Ronan, for chasing that down. My 3 to your 5. Needing a 6. Here we go, Bjorn.
What?
6s! Woo! Oh, wow, look at that fluff. Yuck. That poor dragon is just scared witless right now. There you go. Take that, dragon.
After getting stuck in a headlock.
By the crazy angry bear that's going to eat a dragon. Bear hug does a wound.
Fate. Nope.
You didn't have fate, did you?
Yeah, I've got 3
You did?
fate.
Okay, so that's not a wound. Here we go. Another bear hug. Does another wound.
Really? Stop it. Fate is good.
Fate passes again. Come on, bear hug. More wounds. There's another wound.
Down to 1 wound. Fails the courage.
Oh, that dragon flees with 1 wound left back to his dragon den, wherever he came from. Arr, Bjorn eats the dragon. There we go. That was kind of crazy.
That was nuts. He literally took away everything the dragon had before you killed him.
Yep, he did. Thanks for watching. We are done round 1 of our monster mash with all of the deadliest monsters of Middle-earth. Only the monsters with might, will, and fate, just the heroic monsters. So the Bjorn and the Dragon top this one off. We're going to run some stats, rank everybody. We'll give you a quick update before we start into round 2 of the round robin, and then we're getting ready for an elimination tournament. We'll see how that goes. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.